Hello and welcome to today's episode of Frightfully Forgotten. And we're going to do our first Canadian movie.
Yeah, I had to think about that for a second,
We're
actually.
going to talk about 1988's American Gothic. You'd know if you were a kid who grew up in the 80s just by going to the VHS store, you'd know the cover, you know.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't rent it, you'd remember seeing it on the shelf. It's a reenactment of the painting
Right.
American Gothic by Grant Wood.
Yeah.
That classic, you know,
Yeah.
the pitchfork.
Yeah, they're standing there.
Mom, Pa. It's directed by John Howe.
That's right.
And he directed a bunch of Avengers episodes.
Mrs. Peel!
Miss Peel. He directed the Witch Mountain movies, Escape and Return to Witch Mountain, and
Legend of Hell House.
which is another classic horror movie.
The movie stars Rod Steiger, which is probably the jewel in this movie,
He's
I would
great
say.
in this movie.
He's fantastic. He was in The Heat of the Night with Sidney Poitier. In the front, he's got that bat. They call me Mr. Tibbs. Amityville Horror.
a priest.
Yeah.
Give them strength in mind and body!
God's peace in this house. And he's also in Dr. Zhivago. It also stars Yvonne de Carlo. The Munsters. She's Lily Munster.
So this movie starts off with the main character Cynthia being released from the hospital. There's a tragedy that happened with a baby that you find out where she accidentally left her baby in the tub and went to go answer a phone call. She comes back and the poor baby is drowned.
Yeah.
So she's quite mentally unstable, which does have something to play with in the movie later on.
For sure, yeah.
To kind of take her mind off of things, they go on a big trip, her and a bunch of friends, 6 total of them.
Yeah.
Go on a trip and they take this little kind of plane.
Yeah, it's like a bush plane.
Like a bush plane or something, they take it. You don't really know where they're going.
The opening credits kind of start with the plane flying.
Yeah.
And the
music,
beginning,
the music doesn't suit the movie at all. The music
No,
sounds
it's
like almost like
an
a
80s show.
sitcom, like it's like a Perfect Strangers
Yeah,
type
something like that.
music. It's like, it doesn't suit it at all. Turns out they have engine problems and they have to land the plane before they meet their destination, and they land on some remote island. I think they spend one night there first. They camp a night.
Yeah.
And then the next morning they go and they explore this island a bit, and they stumble upon this cabin in the woods.
Yeah, I guess they figure that it's abandoned.
Yeah,
or
because
something.
it looks old.
Nothing modern
about it. They're kind of dinking around the cabin. There's clothes in the closet, and they put in the clothes, and they're
old
goofing
clothes
around
from the 30s, you know.
Then enter Mon Pa.
Yeah.
Pa is just a bitter, strict old bastard.
Ma seems like, to me, she seems very two-faced.
Yeah, well, she is.
She is, yeah. But you get the sense of it right away, you know. They end up having dinner. While they're at the table, you get to learn a little more about them. They're extremely devout, too.
Yeah, because before they eat, they have to say their prayers and all that stuff.
Oh, Lord, we bless the table. And just
Thank you for the blessings.
Can you pass the potatoes, Ma?
He's super dry. Like, he's so dry.
Yeah. This is where we get introduced to one of their children, but not actual child. But she's an adult.
She's like 40.
Yeah. Fanny is her name. She acts every bit like a 5-year-old, basically. But anyway, so they're very nice, though. They let them stay the night. Naturally, the kids want to go with their, boyfriends to the rooms. No, there'll be no devil's play in this house. While everybody's at the house, kind of enjoying themselves, they leave their friend at the plane.
For days.
Yeah, for days to kind of fix the plane, I guess, to see what's wrong with it.
Yeah, because the rest of the group ends up staying at the cabin with Ma and Pa for a couple of days, and like days later they bring up, oh, well, so-and-so's back at the plane.
Yes.
I forgot, like, oh yeah, they left a guy at the plane.
Fanny kind of leads one of the guys of the group over to like a swing set.
A big, giant swing set.
Huge.
And that's where Woody's waiting.
Yeah, and the swing set overlooks like this big cliff. They're like, oh, can you get in and we'll push you? And all right, fine. So he gets in and they keep pushing him higher and higher, and, and Woody climbs up onto the top of the swing, and just chops those ropes off, and he just
goes off over the edge of the
as he swings.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's a good death. It's I don't think it's a death I've seen in a horror movie before or since.
No.
Death by swing.
Yeah.
Woody is played by Michael Pollard. I always remember forever as one of the kids from the Star Trek episode Eerie. Bonk, bonk in the head. Nah, 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 nah. And then you're introduced to another kid.
Yeah.
Mom and Pa have all these kids, and you're kind of introduced to them one by one.
And they're all old adults.
And the next one is Teddy.
There's this family that's isolated in the woods, and I think the parents are trying to keep them away from civilization.
Yeah,
right?
that's the whole point. They're trying to keep them away from the whole outside world.
Yeah. Well, they don't want any outside interference, and you know, they want to just be by themselves.
Fanny has her baby, which she keeps in her room, which you find out is a actual mummified dead baby or a stillborn baby is what I gather from it. And it's kind of alluded that it's like an incest baby because she gets all kind of hot and bothered.
Yeah.
And Teddy is there, and Teddy's like, "Oh no, Dad's gonna beat me blue again."
Yeah.
But it turns out she doesn't want Teddy. She wants Cynthia's boyfriend, Jeff.
Jeff, yeah.
I want Jeff.
Yeah, and it's like, I want him. But not how you think.
Yeah, she stabs him through the eye with some sort of unicorn.
Yeah.
Then Ma finishes him off with the knitting needles.
Yep. With Cynthia seeing all this stuff, and with her traumatic past, she starts to just become part of this family.
Fanny really likes her, and Fanny wants her to be part of the family, and she has a mental breakdown and just joins the clan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Teddy gets kind of... Well, I think he strangles the one girl, right? He strangles her dead. And then he ends up, he like rips her shirt open and all that stuff. Yeah, he starts all groping, and it's funny because Woody, I'm telling Pa!
I'm telling Pa!
Right away.
He gets back to the cabin, and the whole clan is waiting for him.
And Pa's waiting with his big stick.
And as soon as he gets there, he knows he's in trouble. He does a pretty good job of playing a child.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like a typical kid knows he's in trouble. He just shows up and just like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do it, Pa!"
Get up on that hill, boy. The name of the Lord.
He starts beating poor Teddy with his stick.
And he beats the shit out of him, too. Like, he just keeps hitting him.
And they celebrate Fanny's birthday. Who knows which birthday? It's probably 40-something. It's during that where they go down the basement and Fanny gets her present. You know what Mom and Pa promised her is a bunch of toys.
Again, the movie takes a bizarre turn.
Yeah, and I think this is as far as we'll go as far as plot goes because we don't want to wreck too much. And there's a very cool ending. I like the ending to this movie. It's not a typical horror movie ending. No. It's very different, and that's why I like this movie. It's very the atmosphere is different. It's good atmosphere. It's very eerie. A lot of good kills.
Solid kills.
I think it has some good social commentary. Like you try to keep your children away from the outside world all you can.
Yeah, the more you do,
the more defiant they're going to be because they want to see what's out there. They still desire sex and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the kids, they still, you know, they're deprived of all. They want it.
Yeah, and especially like with Fanny, she wants a friend too, right? And somebody different to play with, right?
Very good horror movie, very underrated.
Yeah, extremely underrated.
Rod Steiger just steals the show at the end there when he has kind of a bit of a breakdown himself and he starts cursing and then he goes in a big monologue and it's great.
It kind of reminds me of a bit. It could be an offshoot of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, it's very Chainsaw-ish. The bizarre family. They're not cannibals.
No,
but it's the bizarre family, removed from a good chunk of society. That
it could be an offshoot of their family. You know, cousins or something that are doing this weird stuff.
It could be. You know, I'm sure it's to a degree inspired by Texas Chainsaw but I think it does a good job of standing on its own.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So yeah, if you can find a copy, like please check it out. I think it's totally worth a few viewings at least.
Oh yeah, we've watched it I don't know how many times. Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's an extremely entertaining movie. Even if you might not find it scary, it's entertaining and it's worth it.
Yeah,
it's worth the watch.
So check out
American Gothic. That's why you're so goddamn big.